going on? Freaking, just freaking figured I'd, have a little chat on the more of this just random, just in generalized format, this narcopath, narc abuse recovery kind of, process, man. Because look, unfortunately, through a long period of time and through repetition, it's kind of like in order to reprogram yourself, you have to do the same habitual ruminations. But look, instead of letting you're just constantly reliving some past thing. Instead, you need to trigger thoughts of recovery and recognition and awareness and newfound confidence. And in that I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I'm looking at. I know how to articulate it now. I know how to freaking spot it out of a crowd, you know what I'm saying, so to speak. And it's, and also freaking, it's helpful in understanding, some default programs and people in general, including myself, like default programming. Like, look, it seems like there's junk programs. Hold on, buddy. There's junk programs inside of our just kind of epigenetics and in the environmental, societal narcage tip. The fish rots from the head. In other words, the people in control and power and positions of influence are in on it, and they're profiting and benefiting from our Willie lynched, abused fight or flight, adrenal fatigue, lethargy, and endless distraction, entertained. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I could still do that, but no, that isn't fulfilling to me. So I still have to seek out this content so I can continue to recover over time. It's not obsessively, but it's also the more that we learn, at some point you have to become self-accountable, where it's like it's not anyone else, your job to mess with anybody else. And you assist yourself, and you let that example shine forth. And if people need your assistance on it, you can help them and point them along the way. But to just drag someone, like, look, I've done that, like with the conspiracy thing, like blowing people's minds. Like, look, grabbed them and jumped off into the deep end of the pool, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? While they were still half clothed, with their wallet and their phone in their pocket, you know what I'm saying? Like, rudely, because it was kind of like my rude awakening in the beginning, in a kind of childish, narcissistic kind of way. I want people to see what I had to see and go through what I went through. Freaking type of a mindset. You could have a chip on your shoulder over some of this stuff. This is the real monsters that we have to deal with and clean up and manage after. You know what I'm saying? Is that we've allowed this world and life to make a monster out of us at times. And, and just being aware of that. Like, look, it's inside of everybody. Like, all you got to do is trigger the right narcissistic injury, the right embarrassment or shame, or, look, and if you're cruel and it's like a bullying tactic, you know what I'm saying? The thought of going postal comes to mind. That's literally MK Ultra, dude. And like I said, man, it's like, look. Well, my buddy was saying, it's like, all right, for 21 days, it takes 21 days to develop a habit. So it's kind of like, look, having a down day or not being okay is okay. Only these like new age guru types think you can self brainwash yourself to always be in a good mood and positive things happening. No, dude, we actually get the biggest growth from adversity and trials and test your metal, like really stretch you freaking out. Because like now that I've really been through some real pressure and stretching, it's like I can look at my former self and just see like that's how spoiled and whipped I could have been at moments, and now I'm like so freaking hardened and tried and battle tested that I'm not even like all over the place and overly excited, and you know what I'm saying? Freaking, even though there's moments where I can get a vigorous inspirations, because look, now that I don't have the consistent arguing and the F your BS 2021 true facts, now that I don't have that F your BS in the background all the time, I mean, I still get little doses of it from people and from societal narking. And, I mean, societal narking is this. It's like people who are okay with the fact that it's set up, it's conscripted to give us roles for more narcissistic supply. And that's part of the perk of being in management or part of some business suit bureaucracy. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the societal narkage setups, man, and the social caste system, social engineering. I don't know, man. It's really weird. It's a long freaking topic, man, to articulate all that. But anyway, it's like, I mean, this stuff is so deep. There is no walking away from it. There is no getting away from it. It's like you have to learn to deal with it, and which is accept it. I accept that this is a flaw in humanity and society, and I didn't ask for it, but it's impossible to get any kind of like growth in your freaking maturity level, your emotional maturity, your intellectual maturity, your spiritual maturity. You're gonna run into this type of this monster, and it's like it's all over the place. It's like a hydra, and then it's like whack-a-mole. You bang, and then it pops out over here, and it's a dark thing to have to do, man, because it's like this is me, and it's inside of here, and I have to go to a lot of places that is like are ugly and dark to process stuff. I didn't ask for it, but I just happened to witness some of this stuff. And then, you know, other times, yeah, I went looking for trouble and found it in a lot of cases too, because of certain, you know, triggery sequences that I lived through. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's not like it was just grassroots. I was really coerced in a lot of ways and influenced in a lot of ways about everything. It's like there is no original idea ever. So there's also like, look, all these victim mentality kind of traps that people can get in and not realize by following the wrong cause that they're disempowered. And they're a follower, which it might appear that you're some kind of leader or freaking some kind of person of importance or influence or whatnot, but really you're just like a cult leader. And that even is worse. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing when you experiment on yourself, it's all about you. But when you're trying to be like a guru and be everyone's like advisor, you know, and you really just are basically making it up as you go. It's a big pyramid scheme con job. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. I don't need that karma, or you reap what you sow, is what the Bible says, right? I don't need that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's you know, it's so. I mean, man, it is just such a cruel thing to have to tolerate. And it can make you freaking kind of cold, or you might become a little savage and sadistic yourself. And I've heard of this terminology. I heard it in kind of like Satanism, where they were talking about these dudes are basically like survival of the fittest. They're social Darwinists, basically. And they said it's kind of like what I was saying about group mentality or crowd mentality. Like the crowd all of a sudden can turn into a monster, and then all of a sudden a freaking riot erupts. But this dude was talking about how they can induce a sort of corporate psychopathy type of a mindset in people, where people all of a sudden kind of start to give way to this superiority type of way of thinking, and it's really it would seem it's empowering, but it's really devaluing of the human being. You know what I'm saying? In of itself, even though it seems intellectual and freaking like going against the grain, but no, dude, that is the program that they've set up in all these sophisticated ways in the Willie Lynch, and so the Willie Lynch is part of the reason why there's so much societal narcissism, because they already got away with that. So it's almost like there's nothing that they can't like get away with, and they just won't never really disclose the truth about it. And in a way, it's like the motive behind some of these shenanigans that the media or the governments or the world, these stunts they pull, is narcissistic supply. And I mean, it's very cheap and devaluing of people. It's just very abusive. You're using people like objects, like straight up. You're objectifying the whole planet, and you're literally seeing them as goods and commodities, and that's dehumanizing. And that is the world we truly live in. If you look at it on paper, we are really objectified, and it's like, look, in some ways we're rewarded for it, but in other ways it's kind of like, look, I don't know, man, it just cheapens life, you know, and it's narcissistic in a way. This rewards and punishments for compliance. That's the same way narcs are. Like, as long as you're willing to look the other way, keep their secrets, clean up the mess, so to speak, here and there, keep it between you and them, look, they reward you with, you know what I'm saying, they do. So I mean, there is freaking, it's a sick, twisted kind of sweet mean cycle, I heard a dude call it. And it's not nice, but that's really how they seduce you and trick you into putting up with that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? When you should know better. Because on the flip side, there are bribes that come your way for the beginning stage of that. That's, you're about to get discarded in the near future if you're at that point already. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's like, I'm not even stuck in that anymore. That cycle of trauma, and in certain like parts of it kind of manifest at times. But look, I'm not trapped there. I'm kind of just living out here now, like post understanding the whole narc abuse and living through it like in like real time as I was learning about it. And it's like, look, it's all over the place, dude, and it hops in and out of different generations and different demographics, man, like in different freaking ways, man. And it's like, truly, it's like a shapeshifter. And it's interesting though. Look, you know, I'm not all butthurt about it. I don't even care. Let these narcissists do what they do, and I'm just gonna sit back and analyze them. I'm gonna be like this. Interesting. You don't say. Yep. Know what I'm talking about? That's what I'm gonna do. But anyway, man, freaking just, that was like a narc salad little video right there. Because it's kind of like, it's kind of weird right now, the way that I'm working. I'm not working with my old narc unit the way I have been, so it's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute.
My dad said I can give.
Alright, anyway, till next time. Peace.